I was conscripted for the military when I was about 18 or so. I went to an orthopedic doctor and he was to certify for me that I had a condition in my knee. So therefore, to exempt me from certain duties. Otherwise, it's going to cause long-term effects on my sporting career. But you know what? The orthopedist, he told me, oh yeah, I could certainly do that, but tough luck for you because you have flat feet. You're not going to get very far in sports because you got flat feet. Well, my feet aren't exactly flat now. So in this video, stay tuned. I'm going to tell you how to fix your flat feet. You are not out of luck. Stay tuned. I'm going to share with you some of the things I learned and guide you how to fix that. I may be 41 years old right now, but discovering this at this age, I was still able to finally play sports at my best. Flat-footedness is basically overpronation. Does it look flat foot to you? Pretty much, right? But nowadays, I usually walk like so. I'm going to show you how I did this. When we hop, like what the Masai tribe does, when you do these hops, what essentially happens is pronation, supination, pronation, supination. If you have weak feet, try this. Get up and put your foot at a 45-degree angle. I transfer my weight over to my toes and then try to lift my hip forward. You can hold to something. I'm holding to my chair right now. And as I do this, some things are happening, right? You notice that when I rotate my foot inward this way, it causes my toes to spread out. And at the same time, if I did this at an angle, okay, now I'm facing this way. What happens over there? An arch. All right. In the course of this video, I'm going to guide you on how I found the arch in my feet. I've been flat-footed for most of my life, right? But in the last 2 years, because I did plyometrics training, I developed a bit of an arch. Recently, as a next step of my training, I also joined a program called the HFT, Hyperfascia Training. On top of that, I've also been looking into a lot of videos about the foot-to-glutes connection and the posterior chain. These are some things that you may also want to look into if you have more time. Otherwise, this video should help you a great deal. Save this video and drop a comment down below. It could even be a hi from wherever you're from. Come back to this video often. Practice these exercises. I want you to see for yourself how much you've improved, how much you've come along. Video, I'm going to be guiding you through a couple of exercises. So that is also why I said save it. For example, find yourself a towel or a carpet. Practice doing this. When I first started looking into the foot-to-glutes connection, I saw many videos emphasizing doing some kind of a towel gripping movement or a rug gripping movement. The texture also helps you get a sensory feedback for your chain. And do it with your heels elevated, all right? During my meals, I have my heels off the ground. You'll feel it more if your heels are off the ground. So just basically do this while having your meal. So you're just like gripping, 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 gripping. And towels are good as well. And you see, in this case, I'm trying to pull it closer to me. I'm pulling it closer. In the beginning, you're going to feel this more in your calves. But if you do this for some time, you're going to feel the feedback going into your glutes. All right. The glutes is the biggest muscle in the body. By the way, if you're also an athlete or have interest in sports like I do, drop a comment down below. Let me know what sport you play. Because for most sports, glutes is the one that's going to give us a lot of explosive power. But not only that, notice as I'm doing these things, what's happening here? Look at these, what do you call it? Guide me, drop a comment. It's engaging like our fingers, isn't it? Right? Did you know that until last week, I was not even able to do this? I was like, what? You mean you can do that? My daughter can do this easily because she's a gymnast. But the thing is that up to last week, I couldn't do that. Now I can even do it a little bit of control. I can kind of adjust the feedback. You may also want to do like some things like, trying to touch your big toe and then the four toes and lift the big toe off. This is a little bit more advanced. What is the point of doing all this stuff? The point is, the reason why our arches nowadays are so weak for many of us is because they're just not used like the Masai tribe. Barefoot shoes are the way to go. If you have weak arches, doctors these days go flat-footed. You need to get custom insoles. You need to change your shoes. None of these things are actually helping the problem. It's essentially the same conspiracy theory as with big pharma companies. Like there could be a simple solution for cancer, for sleep apnea, for HIV. But what happens is that people buy these patents to prevent them from ever being released because, why do we want to give people a cheap solution when we can earn money by charging them for treatments for life. Even when Nike made a shoe that is tabi inspired. Tabi is like the Japanese ninja style shoe where they have like, a big toe and the rest together. Tabi shoes from Japan, they're still a manufacturer and they're very good. Nike tried to make something like a tabi, but the area for the big toe and the others was so disproportionate, it just didn't make sense. It shows how little the big shoe companies actually know or care or put into their engineering efforts when making such a shoe. Back to foot exercises. I have weak arches, but they're getting better. And one of the things that you can also do, right, is you can flex your feet upward. When you flex your feet upward and go up, and I flex up, and I flex up, what happens? I want you to look at also, if you were to draw a line here, all right, if I'm doing my old flat-footed style, this case inward is not a straight line. And that prevents sports people from putting effort through what they call the kinetic chain of the body. What's in front, the anterior chain, and the back, the posterior chain. This can become the weakest link in the chain. But the good news is that you can fix it. I am fixing mine, but already I'm seeing the benefits. I have a decent vertical jump. Even at the age of 41, I'm able to do like 1.1 meter. I can sprint the 100 meter in just under 12 seconds. And I'm just getting started. So what if I told you, if you did all these exercises, you can fix your arch in minutes, hours, days, or even a week or two? I've shown you the gripping exercise. I have shown you also walking with raised toes. And then at the same time, you try to clench the ground. In the beginning of this video, I also showed you like putting your foot at an angle, transferring your weight to the front, and then stepping off to the front, making this twist inwardly. You're saying, hey, my feet don't feel so good. This a little bit strange. Yeah, I know, exactly. So that's why, going to the next point, tennis ball. What's this got to do with anything? Well, a lot actually. What we're going to do here, so I'm going to roll my feet. And I want you to roll your feet with a tennis ball as well. I've still got a few more exercises that you can do. And if you're lucky, you might even hear some clicking noises, like releasing air spaces from beneath the foot. So naturally, you might find that one foot has more tension than the other. And it's important to release the tension, which can be adhesions of the muscle fibers and the fascia in the body. The fascia is what connects from our feet all the way to our butt and the rest of the body. The fascia is like the layers in between the onion. The onion skin in between the layers. Also like when you eat pork or beef, you see these white layers around it. So that kind of communicates and signals the muscle fibers. It's very important that your fascia is kept in a tip-top condition. So after you're doing all these exercises, be sure to relieve your feet and at the same time, relieve any strange tensions in your butt. I can do it seated or I can also do it lying down. Probably you'll go up to the part where, it's like my tailbone because it's all connected. That's that part of the posterior chain. The next exercise, imagine that you're gripping something between your big toe and your second toe. It takes a bit of getting used to. It could simply be roll up 2 sheets of toilet roll and you stuff it in between like so. You can stuff it in between like this. You can even put it in different parts of your toe. And now I want you to pay attention and try this out as well. I want to be gripping the ground like so. I'm going to walk around with this there. I can also do the same with the other foot. Gripping that folded tissue, you can also do this. The other side, I'm just pushing into the ground for balance. On the side that I'm gripping it, I hold on to it and do that. It's training my coordination system. I'm not going for the height of my kicks. I'm just looking to coordinate it better. One side for balance and the other side, I'm just training to keep it tense when doing these motions. And whether or not it's there, now I'm going to imagine that I'm gripping something and I'm gripping, and even inside when you're wearing your shoes, when you're gripping this, look what happens. You see this tensing? You see the tensing happening there? You see that? That is forming an arch. So when you tense these two, when you tense them and bring them down against the ground at the same time, that creates an arch in your foot. The more you practice this, the better the arch will be. And sooner or later, you will be able to get nice rebound doing the Masai hops. Try to do them at about 120 beats per minute. For every second in a minute, you should be doing 2 hops. I'm not going for height. I'm just keeping this a little bit tense, and I'm using the fascia to bounce. I'm not using my calves to spring off. I'm just tensing the fascia inside of here, and that gives it springiness. In the gym, there is an exercise known as the Bulgarian split squat. I used to be very bad at this. This chair may be a bit high, so let me lower it. Okay, so what you do is that you put your ankle on an object, and then so from here, you get up. And I used to be very bad at this in the past. Look at how this is tensing, right? Look at how this is tensing here. As long as I do that, the balance is great. This is just the basics. Some exercises that I have done that work very well for me. And as a person who has been living flat-footed for nearly 40 years of life, I hope this helps you to change your condition, your hopes. If you have sporting aspirations, I hope this video reaches you early enough in your life so that it can make a big difference for you. Let me know in the comments any questions that you may have, or what more you would like to see about this topic, what you would like to see in a part 2 of this video. Thank you very much. For another great video, watch this one over here.